no, it wouldn't be capitalized because it's not a proper noun.
Right.
But I guess that would also just be like that would be a touchstone more than it would be like.
Yeah. This is like, so this is like meth production. There.
Now I'm just singing Trap Queen to myself in my head, so ignore me.
Okay. So yeah, so I feel like that is like a good, like, because the reason I wanted to kind of like get this settled is because I wanted to know the structure of like how the cribs relate to other things, because that's, oh, this is not a high, this is highlight, that's not how the cell is filled. Damn it. There we go, fill color. Yeah, so let's say that because I feel like okay, yeah, like this is gonna be the general structure for all of them. So like by having, like, I don't think so you could move in on another district by just taking, like, buying Monopoly style like a turf. But there's, it gives you access to resources in that district and makes it easier for you to claim that district as your territory. What are the mechanics of this? Like, I definitely feel like there are players that are groups that could set out to control the whole city. Like, I feel like if that's your thing, just like maybe not even, like, that would be, I feel like, of like the operations, that would definitely be the distributors. Like, you don't produce the goods, but you make sure it gets to the right people. Like, you are the middleman always and forever. Like, you just let the people that are already control things do their thing and you profit off of them. I feel like that's a very viable like way to go. I don't know how mechanically that would work out yet, but
I mean, you're the person that someone can almost always go to for a thing that they need.
yeah.
And your score as a crew would be getting someone the thing they need.
Yeah. And I think hopefully, I mean, we'll see how it works out in play and whatnot once we get to that point, but I feel like with the way I've set this up, you don't run into the smuggler problem in Blades, which is where, like, what are we smuggling? Because...
yeah, like, what are we smuggling and how?
Yeah, because, like, there's always things to... And, like, the problem with Duskfall, I feel like, as a setting, is that the way it's set up, there's not really like, there is outside of Duskfall, but, like, I feel like it's really hard to get there.
And there's also, like, the thing is, smugglers are supposed to, like, know how to get in and out of the city, but we as, like, players and GMs don't know those ways because they literally haven't been written yet.
Yeah.
Or published yet.
Yeah, so that's difficult. But I think this is a little bit better, because, like, if you supply a good or know how to get it to people, like, that's always going to be a useful skill, no matter how big your operation gets. That just means, like, you're doing more things, and maybe you take on money laundering as a side gig.
I think, yeah, this feels like what I would have wanted from the Fixer and the Sprawl. If you've watched any of the Sprawl yet.
I have. Well, I watched like 5 seconds of Elf being really good at having a fake French accent, but I have not gone through and watched it. That's like next on my list. But yeah, so so your thing is just like yeah, I'm gonna write just to make a note as we're finishing up, related to gang style. But how? I think he also talks about people being trapped inside Duskfall as a reason to keep the volume turned up. Yeah.
Yeah, but then when you have a book that ostensibly is all about like getting things in and out of Duskwell, it falls apart a little.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So what did I describe this as up here? Um, so this is like, so this is similar to, what did I say? To upgrades. So like this could be maybe like vehicles. So what do we have? Prison. That's one thing to do is make. Apparently, people don't like the prison rules in Blades because they're too vague. So I'm definitely gonna have to
that's a
figure
thing
out.
I also have to figure out.
I think honestly, I think the solution to that for this is just to take a page straight out of Saints Row and like because the other thing is like I want to reduce harm somehow. Like there needs to be an equivalent mechanic, but I want to make it so like getting like completely blown up is bad, but not like super bad, if that makes any sense. So like, because I want to try to mechanize the fact that if you get sent to prison or you get put in a hospital in like GTA or Saints Row or whatever, like you just kind of pop out like a little bit poorer.
Or maybe it's like a little bit poorer and also like, well, that's a thing I'm trying to mechanize in Misbehaving, where I gave Stash quality tags and all of them mean a different thing. So like if you have a cash that's certified, it's literally in a bank. The bank is insured. If anything happens to your money, like you're perfectly fine. Like if the bank gets robbed, which could happen. But also, like the opposite side of that coin, which I haven't written any of the opposite sides yet, is that like if you get busted, they know exactly where like the FBI or technically the IRS, because Prohibition agents were from the IRS.
Right.
They know exactly where your money is.
Yeah.
But like if you have it hidden, like it's literally buried under like a specific tree in the woods that no one is going to be able to tell from any of the other trees in the woods.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna say, I'm just gonna call it busted, I think. So that's just gonna be a generic thing, but I think what's gonna happen is I think there's a special move associated with it, or like a fortune roll.
Yeah, like maybe you see the consequences that come of it, and you can like pick certain things that happen. Kind of like entanglements, I guess.
Yeah, that's just something. Yeah, so it's basically gonna be yeah, like entanglement. Like I feel like it's gonna be kind of weird maybe, and like maybe I need to figure out how to get around the fact that like I want it to basically take no time.
Or maybe someone can choose to make it take time in order to like avoid something else.
Yeah.
Like your options could be like due time, pay off a judge, like go into debt, or pay like your bill off, either to a judge or to a hospital.
Yeah, or like you take if some other faction bails you out, you take a -1. So like you could.
Or you owe someone a favor. Because owing someone a favor is always good.
Yeah, well that's like I think it would be mechanically like a -1 with that faction or something. But I don't know. We'll see. So.
Or maybe mechanically it's like it's as if that faction had a +2 or something with you specifically, and thus your faction, but they don't have to do anything for you in return.
Yeah.
And it works like once for them.
Yeah, just a thought that I had really quick, because like while we were talking about, because I was thinking about like prison and prison turf.
I like the idea of prison turf, but like I don't know how much. I've never actually seen it in play. I like need to find someone that actually did it.
We have done it actually, because in our Blades game.
Oh yeah, didn't Triss like take over the entire
Triss is
fucking
like,
prison?
I'm not the entire prison. We just have a prison turf. But Triss voluntarily went to prison to get rid of our heat. Rolled like either a 6 or a crit on the prison engagement roll. So that means you take no like negative effects, and you gain like you do the minimal time for what you're there for, and you gain a prison turf, which is just like, it's fucking nuts. Like it's wild. It's ridiculous that happened. Triss rolls really well and is amazing. Like, I don't know how else to put it.
Triss rolls really well exactly when she needs to.
Right, exactly. And then I roll 6 1s in a row, which is statistically improbable.
I was gonna say it should be statistically impossible.
Nope.
Though, they actually did that on.
No, it's possible. It's just improbable.
Yeah, they did that on Roleplay Blades like this past week.
Yeah, it's bad.
Like everyone rolled 1s and nothing above a 3.
So, like functionally, this I think is going to be pretty similar to what it is right now. So that would be. I have to minimize it to add fucking bullets. So like. Load? Question mark? Yeah, oh, I remember, because, I remember why prison came up, because I was looking at Assassin's upgrades, and it's your tier is higher in prison. So tier, cohort quality, I think is what all of them are right now, and then another cohort quality, and then trauma. +1 trauma box. What are they for some of the others? Yeah, the same thing. Yeah, I don't know what to do about crew type or cohort type or any of that yet. That's all. I feel like they're also gonna have a style, because that's how Saints Row does it, and I like that. But again, like, that goes back to the question of how to mechanize style, without it feeling tacked on or weird, which I think is gonna be probably my main, bugbear. I can already see it evolving right now. So, like, workshop. Yeah, I'll figure all that out. The other thing is, like, how to handle load. Like, I might end up... I don't... So... I need, like... This is, like, a... Hold on. I need, like, a list of standing questions. So, like, big questions. Okay, big game questions. No, that's like big game hunter.
No, that's perfect. Do it.
Big game questions. And then I lose the ability to type. So it's, I think one is, how is style mechanized? And then, how does load work? Like, that's gonna be a big thing. How does harm work? Harm, stress and trauma. Because I definitely want to make it less, less serious than blades, but I still want it to matter. Like, I don't want to take it away so much that it's just like, oh, whatever, I can just run into